Hello, Brett Etheridge here with Dominate the GMAT, and today is the day you get to decide whether or not you truly want to dominate the GMAT. Whether you're ready to dive deep into all of the content and skills and test-taking strategies you need to get a really high score on the GMAT. Whether you want to continue playing small and preparing for the GMAT in a haphazard way, or whether you're ready to get serious about the GMAT so that you can get into the business school of your choice and move on toward that next important chapter, towards your goals and life aspirations. In short, it's time for you to decide whether or not to partner with us and register for a comprehensive online GMAT prep course, the industry's leading on-demand video-based program that will equip you with everything you need to truly dominate the GMAT. Picture this. It's the day of your GMAT and you walk into the testing center full of confidence. You know there won't be any surprises. You'll know that when a question pops up on your screen, you'll know how to proceed toward getting a right answer. You'll know how to manage your time so that you're not penalized at the end of a section, and you'll be able to walk out of the testing center with the score you were hoping for, or better, and leave the GMAT in your rearview mirror as you can now set your sights on business school and your exciting career beyond. You know, there are a lot of people who try to study for the GMAT on their own without taking a preparation course or without getting coaching, and they end up spending a lot of time and still are not getting the score they need to get into business school. Then they're back at square one wondering what went wrong. But not so for you, who are going to take this comprehensive GMAT prep course, because you're going to get the personalized coaching and my decade plus of knowledge about everything that's covered on the GMAT, so that there won't be any surprises on test day, and so that you can walk out of the testing center with the score you need the very first time after taking this course. You know, we've already had thousands of people watch the free video trainings in the GMAT Mastery series I've been releasing over the past few days, and the feedback has been amazing. There have been dozens of comments expressing how helpful the videos have been and how some of the strategies I've taught have been exactly what you're looking for. But many of you have also been asking that I go deeper. If you remember from the first video in the series, I talked about how important it is to master all of the content and major topic areas tested on the GMAT. And while I covered some of that content in these free videos, you want more. I also talked about how strategy is a major differentiator between those who score really high on the GMAT and those who don't. And that it's about working smarter, not harder, to get more right answers on the GMAT. A lot of you particularly liked the WIBNI strategy. But again, you want to see these strategies applied to even more question types. And ultimately, you need to practice as effectively as possible and tie it all together. And you're looking for someone to help guide the way. It's said that the things we put our focus on improve, but the things we focus our attention on with a successful coach at your side grow exponentially. I'd be honored to be that coach for you. I had an interesting conversation recently with a guy from England. His name was William, and we actually met in Bogota, Colombia, where I was studying Spanish and he was visiting his fiancée. And in the It's a Small World After All category, he recognized me, said, wait a second, I've actually been watching some of your GMAT videos on YouTube. And we both kind of laughed, and then we started talking. And he really lamented the fact that the GMAT has become such an entrenched industry. He said, you know, I don't know anybody who's not taking some sort of a GMAT prep course. And he said, I don't want to get left behind. I need to keep up with my peers. And he ended up registering for my course, got a great score, and I was happy to work with William. I was glad to meet him and make sure that he didn't get left behind. And I want the same for you. You know, when I started teaching the GMAT in a traditional classroom environment for over 7 years, I really saw a demand for something that delivered the same types of results but was more flexible. You know, traditional classroom courses not only were but still are ridiculously expensive, but really I think more importantly, you know, the schedule is so rigid. Online education is clearly the wave of the future, and on-demand video-based courses like I envisioned and created with Dominate the GMAT provide more flexibility and deliver the content in a more user-friendly and flexible way for you. Now, you may be wondering whether or not an online GMAT prep course is right for you. Nick Rodriguez from Boulder, Colorado felt the same way. He says that he was initially skeptical about the value of an online course as compared to a classroom course, but as you see here, he quickly became impressed with the structure the course provided him and, as importantly, It gave him the ability to go back and rewatch the lessons that he needed extra help with and manage his study time more efficiently because of the on-demand nature of the video lessons. But ultimately, you want results. So did Nick. He was able to use this online GMAT course to boost his score and get into the business school of his choice. And he did so for less money and in less time. As I mentioned in the last GMAT Mastery video, I believe that time efficiency is key. It's important to focus on the aspects of the GMAT that are going to yield the biggest score increases in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what we do in this comprehensive online GMAT prep course. The truth is that rapid progress is definitely possible. Look at the case of Mary from Santa Ana, California. She explains that she found my course a mere 12 days before having to take the GMAT. She came to me frantic because she had already taken another prep course and her scores still weren't good enough to get into the business school that she was shooting for. In less than 2 weeks with our course, she was able to go from a 570 to a 650 and be accepted to her target school. It doesn't have to take long. Carrie from Vancouver, she registered for one of my courses literally the week before her GMAT and got the extra bump she needed to get into the business school she wanted. Here, Neil from Massachusetts talks about how much more comfortable and confident he felt going into the GMAT the second time around after spending just 3 weeks with my course material. And Jonathan from Waco, Texas says that after just 3 days of going over my material, he felt like he had, quote, a veil of confusion lifted from his eyes. That, my friends, is what this comprehensive online GMAT course is all about. All of the content tested on the GMAT, all of my best strategies, everything you need to boost your score with no fluff. You'll learn what all of these individuals I just mentioned learned, that with the material provided with you in this course, you will have everything you need to dominate the GMAT. No time wasted, just results. But you're going to have to act fast. For those of you watching this video, I'm going to be offering you a special discount that's only available through the end of this month. Now, you probably already have the tickle of intuition as to whether or not you think this course is right for you. If so, don't waste any time registering so that you can lock in this discount and so that I can get you your course materials sent right away. But for the sake of thoroughness, let me tell you exactly what our comprehensive online GMAT course entails. I've gone to great lengths to recreate the traditional classroom course that I taught for more than 7 years into this online format. In fact, it's the same course where my students saw an average score improvement of over 110 points out of 800, but as you'll see, the online adaptations have actually been more effective because my students are now seeing an average score increase of more than 122 points after going through the full GMAT course material. You'll start with a detailed course syllabus that will walk you step by step through everything you need to do each week to incrementally learn and build on the content, strategies, and concepts you need to master on the GMAT. You'll see that the syllabus is designed around an 8-week study plan, which I have found to be an ideal time frame for most students to digest all of the necessary content to get the score they're looking for. But because all of the videos and supporting materials are available on demand, you can adapt the syllabus to meet your own needs. As with some of the students I mentioned earlier, you can accelerate your study plan if you have only a couple weeks before you're scheduled to take the GMAT, or you can take longer than the 8 weeks if something comes up, or if you simply need more time. You'll have lifetime membership access to dominate the GMAT, so no rush. Now, you'll see that for each week of the syllabus, your preparation is broken up into 5 components. You'll start by watching the video lessons that are assigned for that week. Each week, you'll cover a few core topic areas from the quantitative, verbal, essay, and/or integrated reasoning sections. For example, in week 1, you'll be assigned to watch the videos teaching you about problem solving and specifically key non-standard math strategies, as well as part 1 of sentence corrections, among other topics. There will be 3 to 4 hours of videos to watch each week, and each topic is broken up into bite-sized chunks so that you can watch what you have time for, go do other things if you need to, and then come back and pick up right where you left off. Can you see how valuable that flexibility will be for you? To complement what you're learning in the video lessons, you'll also be assigned supplemental reading from your 2 course textbooks. My goal is to equip you with everything you need to get the GMAT score you're looking for. So as part of the course, you'll do extra reading and practice problems from the Official Guide to GMAT Review, which is the only book with questions straight from the makers of the GMAT, and Ace the GMAT by Brandon Royal, which is an excellent resource of additional practice problems that focus on the most commonly tested question types in each question category. Now, if you come in with our silver package to save a little extra money, then I'll assume you already have these books or plan to buy them on your own. But if you go with our gold or platinum packages, I'll be sending you both books included with your course, a nice additional value for you. Third, you'll have some homework each week. Remember what I said in video number 3 of the GMAT Mastery series about pattern recognition? It's one thing to get the information into your brain, which is what you'll do with the videos and reading, but the key is to be able to do all of these question types in your sleep. Applying what you've learned to real-life GMAT questions is where you really learn to manage your time, get right answers, and dominate the GMAT. All of the practice questions and supporting worksheets you're assigned each week have been carefully chosen to test you on the materials you will have just covered and reinforce the important learnings from that week. This is where the important mental pathways are built so that there are no surprises on test day, just more right answers. Fourth, most weeks you'll also test yourself with a full-length computer adaptive GMAT practice test. You'll take 5 in all during the course with an option for more if you need or want them. This is where you continue to practice applying what you're learning and hone your time management skills as well. Won't it be nice going into the real GMAT feeling like you've already been there before? Finally, I'll suggest bonus homework problems for you to complete each week as time allows. The more practice problems you work, the more you'll learn and the better your pattern recognition will be, which will translate to a higher score for you on test day, period. As you can see, this course has been carefully thought out and crafted based on my decade plus of experience working with students to figure out what works best and how the different concepts build on each other and reinforce each other and really produce the best test day results. Nothing has been left to chance. If you stick with the syllabus, if you watch all of the videos, if you do all the homework problems and worksheets and take your practice tests and interact with our online community, well, there's really no limit to how high you can boost your GMAT score to ensure that you get into the business school of your choice. So there you have it, everything that's covered in our comprehensive online GMAT preparation course. Now, I hinted at the 3 different package options we have for our full GMAT course. Let me summarize. All of our packages come with a detailed course syllabus. You'll get over 25 hours of instructional videos available on demand covering all content areas and question types tested on the GMAT. You'll get proprietary topic-specific worksheets with dozens of extra problems and additional hours of video answer explanations. We'll provide you with a recommended reading list so that you can further improve your reading comprehension. You'll get a bonus video teaching you how to overcome your test anxiety and win what we call the inner game of the GMAT. You'll get detailed concept lessons drilling down even deeper into some of the more nuanced quantitative and verbal topics tested on the GMAT. For example, if you want some extra help with interest rate problems, browse to the topics located under the letter I, and you'll find a couple articles on interest rate problems, among other topics. I think you'll find this resource area very empowering. Oh, and you'll also have unlimited access to me, your instructor, for coaching and support. We've heard that some companies charge extra money if you ask your instructor too many questions or exceed your allotted emails. I actually laughed out loud when one of my students told me that that was his experience with a different company he had worked with before us. We think that's ridiculous, and I think you'll agree. But that's far from all. Some of you are going to want an even more comprehensive approach to preparing for the GMAT, including extra practice and personalized coaching. Everything I've described to this point is included with our silver package, which is great for most people, especially if you're on a tight budget. But if you're looking for even more support materials, our gold package comes with everything in our silver package, plus the official guide for GMAT review and Ace the GMAT textbooks I talked about earlier. Plus, you'll also get 3 additional full-length GMAT practice tests. But that's still not all. Remember earlier how I said that some people may be skeptical about an online course as compared to a traditional classroom course? Well, what if you could have the best of both worlds? What if you could have the structure and flexibility that our online course provides, but also have the personalized touch of a live instructor? You may have questions from time to time about the homework or something I said in one of the videos or something from a practice test, right? What then? Fear not. Not only will you have unlimited access to me by phone, email, and the discussion areas in your course membership area, but each week I host a live online office hours where you can interact with me and get your questions personally answered. That's right, live access to me, your GMAT coach, each week. Now, these office hour sessions are exclusively for people who get our platinum package, which comes with everything in the gold package, plus 3 additional practice tests, by the way. But let me put this into perspective for you. With everything I just mentioned that's included, I'm already offering our comprehensive GMAT course at a steal of a price. Consider the Platinum package for a second, which is our premier option for getting started. It's listed on our website and normally sells for $497. But consider this. Ordinarily, a good GMAT tutor charges $100 an hour. I actually just had lunch today with a Duke MBA who was in awe of my course and told me that he paid a big name company. I won't mention any names, but I know you would know who they are. He paid them $250 an hour for his GMAT tutoring. But even if we stick with the conservative $100 per hour rate, think just about the weekly live online sessions that come with the Platinum package for a second. Let's say you attend it 8 times, once each week as you're working through the syllabus. That alone would be worth $800 just for the personalized office hours. So even at the normal price of $497, it would be an absolute steal. Additionally, when you consider the value of the video materials, plus textbooks, plus worksheets, plus bonus videos and full-length practice tests, you're looking at more than $1,300 worth of course material, an effective savings of over 62%. But for those of you who act now, I'm going to offer you a special discount and throw in another special bonus to make this a no-brainer for you. From now until the end of the month, and just for those of you watching this video, I'm offering you a special 10% discount on all of our full GMAT Prep Course packages. So let's look at what this means for you in terms of an additional savings on your GMAT Prep. As I mentioned, ordinarily our full course Platinum package is priced at the already low cost of $497. But with this limited time discount, you'll save $50 and pay only $447.30. That's unheard of in the industry. But remember that we have 2 other package options as well for students who may already have the course textbooks or who are a bit more budget conscious. Our Gold package is one step down from the Platinum package, the major difference being that it doesn't include the weekly office hour sessions. It normally sells for $397, but with the special 10% discount, you'll save $40 and can register for it for only $357. And finally, our most economical option is our Silver package at only $297. This package is ideal for people who don't need the textbooks or who aren't available at the day and time of the weekly office hour sessions for whatever reason. Now, remember that full-length practice tests are available on our website at dominateTheGMAT.com under the Practice tab. They're only $14.95 each, so what a lot of people will do is they'll go with our Silver package to save a little extra money and then just purchase practice tests a la carte as needed. Now, already under $300 for your comprehensive GMAT preparation course, with this special 10% discount, you can save an additional $30 and register for our Silver package for only $267.30. Now, you may be wondering why I'm doing this. I mean, the truth of the matter is I could be charging a lot more for this course. But the reality is that I have become incredibly passionate over the years about helping as many people like you improve their GMAT scores and get into the best business schools. You know, I believe that we're at a time in the world where well-educated people can make a huge difference, not just in the business community, but in the larger world as a whole, to deal with some of the business, but also economic and political and social problems that we're dealing with in the world. And I believe that you can be one of those people. Now, you might still be on the fence about whether or not to register for this course. And if that's you, consider for a moment the cost of not taking action. I can't tell you how many times I get emails or phone calls from frantic students who have taken somebody else's course, invested time, invested money, and they're still not getting the scores that they need to get into the business school of their choice. And like I said, they're frantic and they're wondering if I can help them. I'm always able to help them, but consider that for a second. For example, here's one of my students, Zach from California, who came to me after taking another company's 9-week course before finding me. Not only had he already dropped north of $1,600 for the competitor's course, but think about all of the time that was spent as well, 9 weeks, and he wasn't seeing the results that he saw after just a couple weeks with my materials. Time is the one commodity you can never get back, so I encourage you to think hard about investing it wisely in your GMAT prep. So what do you have to lose? I apply the same score improvement guarantee to this comprehensive online GMAT course that I do to all of my courses, namely, that if you don't get the score you need after taking my course, I'll continue to work with you for as long as you need at no extra charge. You'll be a member of Dominate the GMAT for life without ever having to pay another cent. Let me say one other thing before we discuss next steps. I believe that to whom much is given, much is expected. And it's really important to me that I use Dominate the GMAT as a vehicle to make a positive change in the larger world around us. As such, I commit to donating 10% of all revenue generated from my courses to a charity called Children's Hunger Fund, rated by Forbes as one of the most efficient charities in the world, with more than 99 cents out of every dollar going directly to kids in need. Many of you know my story. I served in the U.S. Peace Corps, and I lived in a small village in remote Madagascar for 2 years before returning to the States and going to business school, and I saw firsthand the effects of hunger and malnutrition on families and communities around the world. It's a cause that's near and dear to my heart, and I formed a great partnership with CHF over the years, and I thought you'd be interested in knowing where a portion of the tuition for your course is going to be going. So, what next? The 10% discount I told you about will only be valid through the end of the month, so be sure to act fast. Take note of this coupon code, GMAT SAVE 10, which you'll use at checkout to get the special 10% discount. To apply and get started, simply click on the Get Started Now button below this video that looks like this. If you're watching this on YouTube or don't see this button, click the link in the video description that takes you to our main full GMAT course description page. Either way, you'll end up on a page that looks like this, showing our 3 different course package options. Decide which one you want, scroll down to the bottom of the column, and click the Get Started button for the correct package. Then you'll be redirected to a secure checkout page that looks like this. Now, what you're looking at is for the Platinum package, so it may look a little different for you if you go with the Gold or Silver package, but you get the idea. Now, this payment site is locked down, so your credit card information isn't going anywhere. Over here on the right, you see the place where you can enter the coupon code GMATSAVE10 to get the 10% discount. Type it in, then click Apply, and you'll notice that the price of the course has changed back to the top. Continue filling out the registration information with your name, email address, a password you'll use to log into your membership area, and your payment information, and then click the blue Complete My Purchase button to finalize your enrollment. That's it. It's as simple as that. Now, once you finish payment, you'll immediately be redirected to your membership area at dominatetestprep.com, where you'll see this full GMAT prep course listed in your library of courses. Click the View Product button to get started right away. You have immediate access to all of your course materials except the textbooks, which will be sent to you within 24 to 48 hours if you registered with the Gold or Platinum package. At this point, you can start by watching a short welcome video by me that will explain your next steps in more detail. And then when you click the Get Started button at the bottom, you'll be taken to the course syllabus page where you can download the course syllabus that will walk you step by step through the ideal game plan for getting off to a great start and preparing to dominate the GMAT. So that's it. Take advantage by clicking the Get Started Now button below. Oh, and one more thing. I have another special bonus for you. I've been fortunate to work with a leading MBA admissions consultant named Paul Bodine of Paul Bodine Consulting. I know that after taking the GMAT, you still have your applications ahead of you, and a big part of the application process are the essays. And Paul has, in my opinion, the best book out there on MBA admissions applications, and specifically essay writing. And as an added special bonus, he's offered to give away only a handful of copies to my students who register with the Gold or Platinum packages. I honestly don't know how long this promotion will last or how many books Paul is going to be willing to give away, so don't delay. This is an additional $15 value for you, and you don't want to miss out. So, click the Get Started Now button below. I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you to dominate the GMAT.